The latest protest calling for the release of Bahraini human rights activist Abdulhadi Al-Khawaja, this one in London. He's been on hunger strike in custody for 2 months, having been accused of plotting against the Bahrain government and given a life sentence. The pressure is increasing on Bernie Ecclestone and Formula One bosses to call off next week's Bahrain Grand Prix, just as they did last year. Ecclestone says he's in daily contact with the highest authorities in Bahrain, and it remains on, with the unrest being monitored.
I was surprised by getting a phone call from Bernie Ecclestone, who called me up to inquire about the general situation in the country. He expressed his concern towards the condition of Abdulhadi Al-Khawaja, and he told me that he'd been informed by high-level government contacts that Abdulhadi Al-Khawaja was fine, that he had had breakfast, lunch and dinner. And I was completely astonished by this claim.
Concern is spreading through the F1 teams who are currently in Shanghai for Sunday's Chinese Grand Prix.
Should we have a race where there is a risk of a security problem or a very high-profile protest taking place, is that the right thing to be doing? And of course many people believe that it's wrong for Formula One to go to Bahrain under those circumstances.
A former world champion driver and team principal has told Al Jazeera the race should go ahead.
I believe the Grand Prix should take place, because if this Grand Prix does not take place, it's an extraordinarily bad message for the rest of the world.
While the protests continue in London and around the world, Formula One team bosses in China had their own issues to contend with. The movement of hundreds of staff, engineers, mechanics, catering staff. They'll be given a ticket to Bahrain, but also tickets to return to Europe if necessary. They may spend a short bit of time in Dubai to wait and see what happens, the idea being to enter Bahrain at the last moment. Ecclestone insists trying to go ahead is not about money, saying the costs will be covered in Bahrain. He says he cannot force teams to race and suggests the decision is therefore in their hands. With further protests expected, not least in Bahrain, it's a decision that's going to the brink. Lee Wellings, Al Jazeera, London.